Welcome back to One Piece Grand Battle. That's a little special treat for all of you. We're going to be looking at a few extras throughout the game.
So, are we not doing the story mode for the unlocked characters?
Nah, that would take a while. Besides, this is meant to be a short little fun LP for us. Basically, now I'm going to be showing off the Grand Battle mode. It's basically your typical arcade mode in a fighter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, who do I pick? I know. I'll have Sanji in his white outfit.
You got the drip.
Nice.
Fight. Oh no, he won't fight Nami, will he? So I'll just pick Luffy at random. And Luffy also in his... Yeah, it's Labor Day apparently in the One Piece universe. Where to fight? I know. The ruins of Arlong Park.
Okay, it's also interesting that the palette swap actually gets applied to the artwork as well.
Battle.
Oh yeah, I love how in the PS2 era music still sounded like farts. I'm not sure what MIDI file they use.
I never really found it too bad, you know, I never bared it too much, to be honest.
Honestly, it sounds just fine here.
Ow. Why? Okay, unless you're telling yourself that, why are you telling the enemy stay calm? You're trying to beat him up. Okay, another thing I forgot to mention. Basically, if your character drowns in the water, they lose quite a bit of their health. Like that. Okay, I mean, it makes sense for the characters that have eaten a devil fruit. Sorry, cursed fruit in this point. Basically, for those who don't know, the cursed / devil fruits, whatever they feel like calling them, they give the user or the eater special powers, like in Luffy's case, being able to stretch. Unfortunately, it also takes away your ability to swim.
Like, I know that it sounds weird, like the Family Guy, you know, cutaway gag of Peter forgetting how to sit properly. But yeah, it is genuine thing. A character who has ingested a devil fruit that gets into a body of water, particularly the sea, mostly because it's only that, literally sinks like a rock and there's nothing they can do about it.
Shame that a lot of these people opt to take careers in piracy, which, you know, involves sailing on the goddamn seven seas.
As a result, the government has developed a special type of, you know, mineral, I think I mentioned somewhere else, that gets applied to some particular equipment which has the same properties as the sea. Apparently some devil fruit bear touched by that instantly collapses and, you know, they cannot activate their powers. So which is very useful on a government official, for example, like Smoker.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? Like, oh no, I accidentally pushed the one of the most well-known leaders of the Marines into the sea, and he drowned.
That's
oh,
the
no.
thing. You can get amazing powers from the fruit, but because of the fruit, so much as a huge body of water will be your weakness. It's kind of an embarrassing way to die.
I'm frankly more surprised that this game doesn't actually have a proper ring out, and instead it just punishes you with a bit of a health reduction, and that's it. Like, Soul Calibur will not allow this malarkey.
And Luffy just jumped into the water. Has he got a death wish?
Sure.
Okay, Sanji, you better hope those fruits weren't devil fruits.
Oh, it's easy to recognize. They made a point to make him look like weird as well. Well, again, it's also weird because it's mostly the government who does the research on them. Again, the aforementioned Dr. Vegapunk, which we still haven't seen at all this recording. But and a lot of users just ingest them, not knowing what powers they're gonna get. It's kind of like a lottery kind of thing. Some of them like treat him as a blessing, like the villain of the Skypiea arc, which believes himself to be a god.
Ow. Gum, ow, I never heard of that one. Oh yeah, I saw One Piece Film Red recently the other day. It's, I think it was pretty solid stuff. Yeah, it's a bit further ahead, or considerably further ahead than where I am in the anime, but I think it's still really, a real good time to watch nonetheless.
I made that to watch the Baron Oromatsuri, the OVA.
And how'd that go?
It's the one. It's particular because it's the only one of all these OVA who's directed, and animated in the style of someone else, Mamoru Ozoda. As a result, it's actually considered the most fucked up of the OVAs because basically, without giving too much context, halfway through it turns into a horror movie. Not even kidding.
Oh,
it's amazing.
I want a horror movie. I gotta see that.
The thing about Ozoda is that the guy is always trying to elevate the material even when he's doing something. Remember, this is the guy who tried to do basically what he did with Sakura Wars. He first tried to do it with the Digimon OVA that he directed, aka the one that's like the middle one from the American
Our
Digimon
war
movie.
game.
Our war game. So basically, watch his Sakura Wars movie for the full realization of the potential of that storyline from the Digimon movie.
What you mean, Summer War?
That's it. For some reason, I was thinking Sakura. You're right.
Okay.
You're right. Summer Wars. That's it.
The one you're referring to is Take Down the Pirate Ganzak, right, to you?
No, it's
Navigator.
Baron Oromatsuri and the Secret Island.
Do it all. Luffy's gold crew keeps them in line. Which is a keen eye for money. Speaking of goofs, there's Usopp. Ability lying. Yeah, what a great ability. Kakari gives up at £11. His father is Jasop of the Red-Haired Pirates. He has a talent for inventing things, which helps in unlikely ways. And there's the New Jersey Sanji. Likes ladies, dislikes creepy bugs. Former number 2 chef of Barity, the bistro of the bride, a first-class cook with a heart. A beautiful woman and has his heart broken. Buggy the Clown.
AKA the standout villain of the first few arcs of One Piece.
Speaks flamboyantly, yeah. The captain of the circus troupe Buggy Pirates loved cannons. He and Shanks were comrades during their apprentice years, but Buggy now despises Shanks.
Whatever
We
could
will
be
not
the
tell about
reason.
it because it's told in the manga.
Personality cruel, yeah. Don of a 5,000 crew pirate armada, attacking ports and ships while hoisting a navy flag, is not above trickery to win. A dick. Captain Koro. A former pirate captain that pillaged many towns, pounces on enemies with cat-like reflexes and intellect. Now for this bastard. Arlong. Proud of nose. A heinous and cruel shark merman with natural power and speed. His strong jaws crush rocks, and with his sharp nose and teeth, he's nearly invincible. And Smo Chaser.
Smolcher.
Yeah, believes total justice, subordinate commander to... She's a commander? Pursuing Luffy in the Grand Line, he will defy his superiors.
You got a bit better in time.
Yeah, and all this is just basically all the endings that I've opened. But what's opening 2?
I guess it was the second opening that they used for the English version of the anime.
No, my guess is this is the
Oh, it's the in-game one. Okay.
I wonder if this was the original opening of the game in Japanese. But then when they localized it, they just replaced it with the One Piece rap.
Could be.
Also, yeah, I've looked a bit ahead in the series of games at least, and the one on the Wii, the one that used the Funimation voice cast, they still use the 4Kids theme for some reason. I'm not sure why, but you know. I mean, well, hey, there's a rarity. A Funimation piece of work that uses a 4Kids theme song.
I'm fine with that.
And there we are. Oh, also, yeah, Skybeam. Show the Jobs One Piece. Oh god, no, I thought it was 20th Century Fox's One Piece. And finally, a little look at the art gallery for the game.
Oh man, PNGs.
Well, I mean, to be fair, considering the background,
yeah. That's Laurel's palette swap.
Yes, it is. As for Nami's,
fair enough.
There we are. And here's Usopp.
Barely anything changes.
Not much of a change, really. We've already seen Sanji's, yeah. Buggy the Clown. Oh god, I'd love to see what his ultimate one looks like. Oh, he just has a blue hat.
Well, apparently his shirt also changed to some color.
But there you go. But hey, we get the wanted posters at least. Honestly, I think he's one of the more forgettable villains I've seen in the.
Well, the more forgettable is the one we did not included. The guy with the axe for a hand and the steel jaw. It's really one of the first things, beings that Ruffy encounters and needs Zoro to defeat him.
How long the bastard? See, he's such a bastard. He doesn't even bother getting a new shirt. He just dyes it red with the blood of the people he's killed.
Brilliant.
Chase Ahsoka?
Ahsoka, yes.
I guess they do say aka the Smoke Hunter at least, so...
Oh yeah, in this version they're not called the Marines, they're called the Navy because...
I guess it's the same thing. I don't know, why changing that? It's not like they're, an offensive term to use to someone, I think.
I don't know. I mean, that's basically another thing. Okay, he's not in this game, but in the 4Kids dub, the character of Ace is called Trace.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's not even a copyright thing, as far as I know.
The only theory that Tekking, a prominent One Piece YouTuber, could come up with was that Ace is the name of an alcoholic beverage.
That's really stretching, to be honest.
Yeah, even he thinks that's stretching a bit. Also, can you guys close your mouths? It's very rude.
No, that's a staple from Eiichiro Oda. Even when characters are passionately, emotionally passionate, they open their mouths.
Hey, this guy managed to stick 2 pieces of hay onto his lip. Thank you very much to Sero for the footage here, since I'm not going to be able to play through this whole game to get all the characters.
So, who do you unlock? Buggy the Clown? Okay.
Buggy, yeah, basically, this is just going to be dialogue for the characters I wasn't able to get.
You're Captain Kuro!
Do you know him, Captain?
Yes, he was a pirate famous for some of the greatest plunders ever, until he was executed by the Navy. But I guess that was just a myth.
Enough of your babbling. Now that you know I live, you all must perish.
Hey.
Yeah, how about that?
That's how you deliver a joke.
Deliver a Joe?
Well, you cut it off at that point.
No, that was how it was cut off originally.
You fool! No blade can harm me.
That is true. Buggy's power is literally that he can... It's kind of like Monsoon in Metal Gear Rising. He can detach part of his body so he cannot be cut.
So now it's time for Buggy versus Usopp.
So
So this is Buggy the Clown. Well, with a nose that big, I can't miss with my unstoppable egg star.
No one makes fun of my nose without a fight.
He must get in a lot of fights then.
Like that one.
That's how you deliver a joke.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird. After doing the ultimate move as like the dramatic finish, it just cuts off before the dialogue is over.
Keep your rotten eggs to yourself. They stink. I almost have to plug up my nose.
That'd be a two-man job.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make anything about him stopping his nose because. Yeah. All right. Should mention. Bogey's voiced in the 4Kids version by David Wills,
Captain Chaser.
who's
Hey, there's Tashigi.
who has a pretty poor voice in my opinion. But David Wills voices Bogey in this one. He's mainly also known for voicing SPO in the 4Kids era of dubbing that series, and he's also voiced Cyrano Hasselberry from GX.
Oh,
right,
nice.
it's the whole Dino DNA stupid shit.
Oh yeah, I like that character.
A bit too stupid for my taste. You
also
also let
Tio,
the
in the
Liberty Cyrus.
Oh boy!
You also
Finally
let
get
the
to hear
Liberty
Ozzy
Cyrus
Shanks.
win. That's a no-no in my book.
Oh yeah, that bit was stupid. But also, Tio, you say that, but given the crazy stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh, a guy with
Australian accent.
a guy with
Because this is the alternate. This is the alternate One Piece continuity where Shanks is a pathetic pirate.
Anyway, Tio, I'm sorry, but given all the crazy stuff we've seen in Yu-Gi-Oh, a guy with Dino DNA was tame.
Oh, it's not that. It's just that it was way too stupid for my taste.
That cursed fruit all those years ago.
No, you ate that cursed fruit all by yourself. Don't go changing the story. But let's let bygones be bygones. It's been too long since we've last seen each other. Let's have a drink and celebrate.
No, even taking the accent aside, that voice is not fitting Shanks at all. Oh, cool, Mihawk is in this game.
Oh god, I remember when Mihawk...
Can you guess what voice he has?
Okay, let's see.
So, you hold the powers of a cursed fruit?
French accent?
That's right. So just try your fancy swordplay on me, Hawkeye. You can't cut me.
Oh, I remember when Mihawk seemed like he was the big unstoppable threat of the anime. God, old times.
I'm the most powerful pirate there
I mean,
is.
technically he still is. He's still part of a Shichibukai anyway, so...
Thanks for the good
But you know, like...
Why the French accent, though?
interfering with me. Ow, cut that out.
Ha! Cut that out. It's funny.
That's funny. Yes, Pedro?
Alright.
Yeah, in between parts, both me and Dwibs have actually taken a look at the Codex dub of One Piece. It's actually not too bad compared to.
I mean, aside
something
from Laffy.
Sure, they say Laffy instead of Luffy, but aside from that, I mean, it's definitely much better than the Dragon Ball Z Malaysian dub or the Yu-Gi-Oh Singapore dub. Definitely, it's actually made by people who at the very least look like they were actual professionals rather than amateurs in their basements.
It was mine, and I'm not letting you have one berry of it.
What you say means nothing to me. Everything will go according to my plan, and I will not let you
according to
interfere with it.
Keikaku.
Yeah, sure.
I can't believe it.
I can.
So you give up.
And he vanished from existence!
Brilliant.
Oh, he's back.
A treasure of 5 million berries. What a pleasant
This alternate
surprise.
universe is ghastly
Now
to
for the
think
next
about.
stage of my plan.
The universe where Captain Koro wins? Damn, that's horrible. And now Sanji's here to get revenge for his beloved. I guess.
That blade of yours, I bet it could really fillet a fish.
Yes, or a blonde-haired buffoon.
Oh yeah? Well, what do you say we test that theory?
Yeah, you don't sound very annoyed.
Cleaning my claws has never been so enjoyable.
Whoa, he's better with a blade than I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Nico Robin, or Miss Sunday, as she was mainly known at
Well,
this
to be
point.
fair, yeah, that was her original code name at that point.
Hey, you're Captain Kuro, the pirate who was executed 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
this voice is fine for Robin.
Yeah, okay. My main issue is the only reason she has a Southern Belle accent is because she has a hat on.
Honestly, her
That
voice is
sounds a bit
fine in the
harsh.
dub.
I mean, it's
Like,
Veronica Taylor, so...
The tone is fine for the voice where the character is supposed to have. That's the important bit to me.
My name is Claude.
Honestly, like I said, the problem with the 4Kids dub never really was the voices to me, some exceptions
For the most
aside.
part.
It was more so, again, the censorship and some of the stupid cuts that the dub made.
Here we go, Sham and Butchie. 5 minutes is all we need to clean this place up.
Hey, that's the guy we were just fighting! He's not so strong. This won't even take 5 minutes.
How do you know that?
Right. I'll finish you kiddies off a lot sooner than that.
Well, I mean, he vanished, so... for a second there, I thought
My plan will not be
Zola
obstructed
vanished.
by the likes of you.
And finally, Mihawk again. Don't worry, I don't think he's a reoccurring final boss in this.
Yeah, I was
part.
about to mention, maybe he's the final boss for the arcade mode of the villains.
Think you're a match for me?
So, you're Hawkeye Mihawk.
Now I get to see Kuro's special move. The I'm gonna kick the shit out of you
Now,
move.
to initiate my plan.
Yeah, it really does cut off before the victory screen. Oh,
Why does it do that?
You were rumored to be the greatest, but it looks as though the rumors were not true.
I'm the greatest now.
Whatever.
I cannot allow people to know of my existence.
Yeah, one of the.
I love how it ends just killing the viewer, I guess.
Well done.
Well, sorry guys, we're dead, so we can't commentate on it anymore. So anyway, now it's time for Chase, Smoke, whatever.
Not sure.
What's he saying?
You're Chaser from Rogue Town.
Why do people keep calling me that? I'm Smoker.
Nothing that I can share with a lowlife pirate like you. It's paid.
Sounds like I'd be like David Hayter.
That's Russell Velasquez who sings the song for the 4Kids version.
Good range, I guess.
Take this. Cool off in jail.
It's not a bad voice, all things considered.
Looks like all my days studying at the academy paid off.
I mean, at least he's not. At least because the main issue with 4Kids a lot of times is having accents when they don't really fit. Velasquez also voices Chaka and Miss Monday in the anime itself. That is.
Sir, he's Apprentice Straw Hat.
He has a name, you know.
Yikes! You smoky freak! I'm out of here.
Oh no, you're not. I'm going.
Oh yes, he is. Oh no, you're not. There's whenever lines like that happen, I keep thinking you're being a bloody pantomime.
Pretty good at running. I lost.
Not according to this fight, you know.
Let's go to shit.
Win.
I'm pretty sure he had the cigar of some sort in the Japanese version of this game, but they
We
removed
just had
it.
to painstakingly edit it out.
We must find Straw Hat and his crew.
Yes, sir.
God, Tashigi's voice actress just doesn't fit her at all instead.
I think she's voiced by the first voice actress of Alexis in GX.
I don't hear it.
Prepare to be captured.
Well, I mean, she wasn't in GX for very long, was she?
No. I mean, wait. No.
Tashigi is
Oh,
very.
wait, that's right.
Not
Alexis
Tashigi.
did have. Oh, wait, Alexis did have a first voice actress, didn't she?
Okay, I don't know if they, but in terms of V character, she actually was one of main recurring ones.
I'll let no pirate escape me.
Yeah. So anyway, now it's time for Solving Robin again.
I know you. There's quite a bounty on your head.
So, try and collect.
Oh, yes, he has. Okay. At first, when I was editing this together, I didn't intend for it to come off as like the characters making prideful boasts only to lose in like a second. And well, I mean, Chaser isn't really a villain per se, so
No, more of a proper anti-hero. Again, the world government is made by a bunch of jackasses, and it's more of a dictatorship more than anything. But Smoker actually believes in an actual proper justice system and believes, pirates should be people that need to be, rained down. And a lot of times he actually has the common sense of, switching. It's kind of like Inspector Zenigata for Lupin III. Well, he will always chase mostly Rufy and the others, but usually there will be like a bigger threat that he will decide to prioritize because he believes that to be a more problematic.
Face my brand of justice.
And by brand of justice, I mean I stand here while my Navy underlings point their squirt guns at you. All right, Don Craig. There's this Captain Arsehole.
Kuro, I'll use all my might to destroy you once and for all.
Lower one small ship, Django.
One boat? But you can't go after the enemy all on your own.
You insolent fool!
I'm not done yet.
Well, no, you aren't. You won the fight. In the 4Kids version, he's voiced by Mark Thompson,
The right weapons. Strategy.
who's still doing roles to this day. Funnily enough, more recently in Pokemon: The Arceus Chronicles, along with some of the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Now time against the coward.
Behold, I'm Captain Usopp, brave warrior of the sea. Retreat now.
Unfortunately, the brave warrior of the sea couldn't be here today, so here's his replacement, Usopp.
Come on, I'm Don Krieg. I have an armada of 50 ships.
50 ships?
Well, they might not be very big ships. They are, aren't they?
Also, what was BB doing in the background?
With my massive armada, I'll capture One Piece and have more treasure than I can count.
I gotta be more careful who I lie to.
You really shouldn't lie to anybody, right?
Also, there was a missing article in Don Krieg's mentioning of One Piece. Kind of reminds me of, okay,
Covered in armor and
for the
numerous
original
weapons,
translation
a bit
of
insecure,
Kingdom
are
Hearts
we?
358 over 2 days, for my country specifically, there are a lot of scenes where the organization continues pondering about the concept of Kingdom Hearts, but for some reason, in my country, they actually mistook referring to the term as plural. So when they talk about that, they talk about the Kingdom Hearts as in multiple ones, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
And so Robin
for the dialogue in the theater mode of the HD compilation, they actually properly fixed that shit.
Weapons always wins.
Well, there's Mihawk not being the final boss.
Alright. I'm guessing he's gonna be Sanji.
So you've been crushing armadas all over the sea, and finally, you've arrived at mine.
I'm just trying to pass the time.
Mihawk's captain. I wonder what was with the accents? Did they think they didn't have any personality? So they put them
I
Not
mean,
just that. Mihawk, in terms of appearance, is more akin to a Spanish, character. But not just that. His nickname properly would be Dracul, which is more akin to Dracula. So at best, you should go for a Balkanic one.
No, actors against Darlong.
I'll be honest. I'm not that bugged by the accents. Like, they're just a thing. Again, what matters more to me is the writing of the dub. I mean, the accents, they don't seem to be offensive for the most part.
Oh, the Joker is a fish.
That is not the first time that's happened.
Perhaps now you fishheads will show the proper respect. I have the firepower of 5,000 men! No one can defeat me!
And now the viewer's been stabbed. Again.
Brilliant.
So what do they have against the game? I mean, okay, not me, since I didn't record this bit, but this, what was this guy? The least thing is played the game. Sarah's not the arsehole here.
But anyway, no, Tia, what I meant earlier was like, well, Mihawk used to seem like he was like the greatest threat any character would ever face, and well, evidently that has changed now.
It's more of on a personal level when it comes to Zoro. Even though during the time skip he's the one who actually taught him, it's one with the promise that the two will actually finally face each other at some point to see which of the two will actually be the last man standing. So rather than, despite being a bit of a complex kind of a threat, he's more of a personal goal for Zoro as well, which I do not mind.
Alright, so Mihawk is voiced by, if I can find his... It doesn't really help much finding out who is Andrew Paul.
Crushing armadas all over the sea, and finally arrived at mine.
His most recent role was Duel Links in 2017, where he voiced Umbra? Not sure what version of the show, not sure what show he's from.
My black sword will end you!
Dramatic finish!
Yeah,
he's gone for a while.
That's because, again, it reflects his dynamic kind of fight that he had, at the Barati, during the Barati arc. He demonstrated the fact that his capability just by using that tiny sword they used for the initial attack, But when Zoro actually showcases to be more of a challenge... Oh, Mr. 2 is here. Zoro showcased to be more of a challenge, then he busts up the big sword, and then everyone is fucked up.
I'll show you the power of my clone fruit.
Okay, that's not even the voice I was expecting from Mr. 2.
What do you seek? Wow, this guy really keeps his cool.
Kevin Kowak.
See if he can stop my crazy karate moves.
Did he by any chance voice Axel from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX?
No, not from what I can see on his BTVA page. No. Wow, sure running into Robin a lot. I mean, not that I'm complaining, but still.
You're the world's
So,
greatest
Jova, I'm not the biggest simp here. If Deji were here, he probably admits that himself.
Yeah, I could totally see him being a Nico Robin simp.
And she has nothing to say.
Yeah, well, more like Robin has the common sense to not let information slip to anyone else, unless she wants.
No, she's not Vivi.
You can be great too, once you let go of the burden you carry.
Possible foreshadowing.
Yeah. The entirety of Water 7 and his lobby was also about giving finally Nick Robin a proper character arc and reveal their backstory, and it's amazing.
Mihawk, I'm in a nasty mood. Care to fight?
I have nothing to prove against you and your one arm, but very well.
So the moral of the story is,
Perhaps if you still had both arms, it would be a victory worth boasting about.
that's apparently.
Oh, have a drink, Mayhawk, as a token of our friendship.
A drink? No thanks. Quite clearly, they're bad for the reflexes.
Mate, he's got an arm missing. Give him a break.
Allows you to challenge me, or ignorance?
Yeah, so some of the so-called friends in this series are dickheads. Speaking of Bonclave from earlier, that's what we're going to be playing as, boys. Well, Sarah is going to be playing as next.
You dress like a clown. No way I'm gonna let you make fun of my style. I did it. Win.
Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of this character design or the character model in this game, period.
With
Okay,
Oda.
physically wise, I am dead convinced Oda based Mr. 2 around the 90s version of Jim Carrey, because there's a lot of similarities even in his movements as well. In terms of actual personality and everything, it's a bit tough to talk about, because in his initial appearance he's a bit more of an outdated stereotype of anything, but during the Impel Down arc, thankfully he gets improved much more.
I'll show you crazy.
I really feel like the first season of One Piece is like its own special little world, and especially when you look at, later arcs of both the manga and anime.
Finally getting to see how Chopper plays in this game. Hey, also how he sounds like.
Guess who he's voiced by?
I guess Tails is a voice actress.
It's a cute little reindeer.
What are you planning to do?
Wait.
Yeah, the voice is fine for Chopper.
A dance, huh?
Wait, is that a chipmunk sound effect applied to the voice?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Who's the voice actress, Dwibs?
That's Lisa Ortiz.
Yeah, that's a chipmunk, effect applied to the performance. Oh man.
Not sure why it need that. And in case you're wondering, Amy Pallant was in the 4 Kids dub of One Piece, but she voices I've forgotten the name. The one who.
Now how can I help you?
The one who can change her weight.
Alvida.
No. The one who can suddenly weigh like 1,000 pounds and crush her enemies.
Yeah. Oh.
I forgot her name, Jova. She's the one who later on joins the Buggy's crew.
Wait, yeah, no, that's the Alvera, I think was her name.
That's
it. Her ability is actually
Miss Valentine. That's it, Valentine.
Oh, her.
Who, okay, having listened to the voice in that version, she sounds more masculine there than she does as Tails somehow. I don't get it either. Which is not in this game, so we don't get to hear it this time.
If I can just memorize their faces, maybe I'll be able to fool them.
You just announced your plan in front of one of the most high-ranking officers in the Marine Navy.
And here I thought you were just suspiciously dressed. But if you're plotting to deceive the Navy, that's a much more serious crime. I have no choice but to arrest you.
Don't even think of running away! Here I come! Tiptoe kick! Spinning summer!
Yep. The one of the big leaders of the Navy, folks, getting beaten up by this guy. Wow, Japanese text in a 4 Kids dubbed game. So what are you looking at?
Now to memorize that face of yours. Uh-oh, the Navy sent backup. Guess I better make a getaway instead.
But where are they?
But I'll show you a trick anyhow. It's a trick I call crazy karate.
Ow!
These guys really have it out for the camera, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Crocodile.
Mr. Zero, yeah.
Let me see who's his 4 kids VA. Scrolling down. J. David Brimmer.
No, I can't be scared. After all, I'm first
There's
mate.
done a lot more voice acting roles since then. His most recent was in 2020 as a guy named Lambert in Lupin the First.
More foolish. You're no match for one of the 7 warlords of the sea.
Mainly in the 4 kids dub, Crocodile is more known for saying, you know, there's that scene where Luffy gets sucked into a sand vortex, and Luffy makes an analogy of him being stuck down a giant toilet, and then Crocodile is like, so that makes you desert doo-doo. Seriously, that's what he said. Yeah, 4 kids and their puns, everybody.
You're Sir Crocodile, one of the 7 warlords of the sea.
Yes, I know who I am.
Government, but still call yourself a pirate? What a laugh!
You know nothing about what a true pirate, but you will after I defeat you. That we win.
And so he did.
Now do you understand how I'm a true pirate? And you're nothing but a joke.
You managed to do all that without being in the desert.
Oh man, I'm fine with Crocodile's voice.
Yeah, his voice wasn't the problem. Okay, for those of you who've seen the anime, his main issue really is the dialogue, especially those horrible puns he's stuck with.
Of the 7 warlords of the sea. By taking you out, I should be able to make an even bigger name for myself.
Yeah, because that was 4 Kids' main problem with the One Piece dub. I mean, yeah, One Piece is a pretty silly concept, but it took itself mostly very seriously.
Yeah.
4 Kids
Oda manages to have these incredible balance between extreme seriousness and very silly comedy.
4 Kids, on the other hand, didn't know how to handle that, so they just went into the silly bits, but they went too far into it, and thus it created a farce.
You made me waste my energy.
So basically, what Peter Laird. So basically, in the same way that Peter Laird treats the TMNT turtles.
No.
Gotcha.
What happened?
And Robin again.
I hear you've been poking around behind my back. You wouldn't be plotting something, would you?
No, never.
Don't.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes, I would, actually. I'm your boss.
Scheme all you like. I'm not threatened by the likes of you.
And thus, Robin's whole scheme was discovered too early, and she died.
Not so much. He pretty much doesn't care, because, you know, just...
Being one of the Roja owners.
I'm gonna send you on your way.
Again, yeah, we didn't talk about this. The type of devil fruits are divided in 3 categories. Paramecia, which is the more basically the basic beach, quote unquote. It still gives powerful abilities, but they can be the more varied one, like in the case of Rufy about stretching out, for example. Then there's I forgot what the specific name. I think Demi fruit, which allows some kind of anthropomorphism, like in case of Chopper actually having a humanoid form, or in case of human characters, becoming potentially animals. And then there's the Roja, which are considered the high tier ones because they basically allow the user to become a specific element. In the case of Mr. Zero, is sand, but then you have stuff like the villain from Skypiea who becomes lightning, for example. Several of the top tier, admirals of the Navy do possess these kind of powers, like Smoker counts as one as
I
well.
don't get it.
You know,
How does a
so
useless buffoon
and that's
such as
usually
yourself
why
get to
you
be
have to
part
keep
of
a
a
watch
pirate
out
crew?
in case you find out one of these.
Useless?
Hilariously
Well,
enough,
I've seen what I
most
can
of
do.
them seem to be perfectly being encountered by Luffy by some kind of excuse.
Well,
And
that's
it's
because
mostly
Luffy
for
has the
laughs.
goddamn gears mechanic, which is just...
That got introduced only later, even early on, Drove. Okay, he did have problems with Crocodile, that is true. But when it came to Annual, there was almost no challenge whatsoever.
I guess that's because Luffy was just that kind of crazy fighter who knew how to fight outside of the box.
No, it was either just because it maybe took literally, because it made the fruit made his body like a rubber. It was completely immune to electricity.
I'm not looking to adopt any
There you
pets
go.
right now.
Luffy's just as lucky like that.
I'm a pirate, and you're not getting your way here.
Yes, she is.
I don't like harming animals, but if you bite first, you give me no choice.
Honestly, she doesn't sound
Fair.
so much southern as she does sound like... She sounds like she's got a bit of a little Louisiana southern accent.
I can't remember where Musketeers was born exactly, but...
There's quite a bounty.
Casual?
So, try and collect.
So here we are, the ultimate ending. To the one we had earlier.
I told you I'm in a rush. Out of my way.
Damn, wait, we're having this fight early?
Surprised he's not the final boss of our campaign mode.
I know, right?
No.
It's clear you can still follow orders, but can you still...
Yeah, this'll be a test of your strength.
See for yourself if you like.
Where'd your hat go?
It was distracting, I don't know.
See, it's back
I
now.
always carry out my orders. Perhaps you're the one who's out of practice.
Oh, well, that's it. Yeah, a big confrontation between...
Of course,
between,
Sanji's our final boss.
Oh, boy.
You're Sanji, the chef from that Straw Hat pirate crew, aren't you? Why don't you show me some of the kicks you're so famous for?
For a beautiful woman like you, absolutely.
You know, that can be taken so many different ways.
He's a simp.
I was talking about the whole conversation, really.
Trick you know?
Sorry. I guess I just can't bring myself to kick such a lovely lady.
I'd like to stay and play, but I don't have the time.
Yeah, have some
her
flowers.
old flower gimmick. That was a thing.
Yeah. Have some flowers. Oh boy, we get to play as the Aussie.
Here I go.
What's the whole process? Is it because she has red hair? I don't know.
No idea. It really just feels odd to give Shrek an Australian accent.
Captain Kuro? I thought you were dead.
No, I am not. But because you now know my little secret...
Also, wait a minute. This isn't your right. A game dubbed by 4Kids actors, and they mentioned the word death.
They did that a lot, actually. Again, like, okay.
It's more inconsistent more than anything.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. When a lot of people tend to think of 4Kids, of course, the foremost thought is an over-controlling company that tries to, kidify, boulderize, and pretty much, dumb down everything. The reality is more complicated in that, no, they were not always like that. They did have some bouts of that, but no, they did have their fair share of good output here and there. Which again just makes stuff like One Piece kinda sad. Now granted, do we know if it was entirely 4Kids' call to, make One Piece this kid-friendly, or was that an order given to them?
Well, they didn't want the show in the first place. It was part of a package deal with other shows that they were more interested in getting. So what they had to do was that they pretty much just had to do their usual thing until they could just legally just drop the license and be done with it.
Wow, so this was basically a game of hot potato. Granted, that still does not excuse the fact that No, the dub. It's okay. Look, like I said, if you were not aware at all of the original, the dub is maybe passable, but all the same, just ouch. Like, when you actually compare it to the original, it's amazing how much sacrilege was performed on One Piece. Okay, seriously, why does Nico Robin's hat just randomly disappear at times in these cutscenes?
They did not have a high selection or variety of selection of pictures to use.
They literally just have to digitally remove the head. In fact, again, like, it's inconsistent.
Oh boy, yeah. Swords versus kicking.
Hey, you're that great captain Luffy always talks about.
Oh boy, I wonder why.
Roger.
Oh boy, I wonder why Luffy talks so much about Shanks, eh, Tio?
It's literally shown at the beginning of the manga. It's not that much of a mystery.
Anime-wise, though.
Again, Joe, I'm not really particular of a follower of these in the first place, and I just stick to the original.
Let's just say the anime kind of plays it up a bit more as...
Oh, okay.
You know, you remind me of an old friend named Red Shoe Zeth.
So final boss again, Mihawk.
Not Rufy. Interesting.
Mihawk, this is a surprise. What brings you?
Yeah, I was expecting Luffy.
I stumbled onto some interesting pirates that reminded
Or
me of
Laffy.
a story you told me long ago. Remember? The story of that strange child from the small...
Okay, I'm willing to bet that was just a cloth line take, but they used it because that was the best one they had.
Certainly. I'll tell you everything after we fight.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah, just as well, because I win in a second.
All right, I won the match, so out with your story.
Very well. I'll tell you everything.
In songs.
You, Luffy? Hey, lads! Party time!
Party time! It's party time!
Everybody's doing fine because it's party time.
Oh boy, now yeah, okay, out of all the villains I've seen so far in this in my own personal excursion through the One Piece anime, you're wondering, this is the biggest arsehole out of all of them.
I'd say Kroger is a bit more, mostly out of quantity alone. Like, Arlong still had an entire racket that basically put in a terrible situation on the entire village, you know, and ruined the lives of all the people in it. The problem is that Kroger's organization as a whole terrorized almost the first half of the Grand Line. So, out of quantity alone, he was a bigger ass. He's a bigger ass.
And this guy brutally killed Nami's adopted mom.
I'd say that Crocodile at least has...
Oh no, sorry, no, for Kids version. He brutally pointed at her and sent her to the dungeon.
Yeah, there's also a bit of although with the fish people also tackles an actual problem of, you know, racism, because in universe the you know, fish people are considered you know, lower grade by the humans of the society, you know. So as a retaliation, there are these separate groups that actually are like bullies, because otherwise they believe they bully actually in turn be bullied by the humans, and creates a chain of events of sexual violence.
Oh boy, it's time for round 3.
Not at the end, not everybody's final boss.
I guess it shows that from his perspective, Nami just doesn't matter much.
Nami, what are you doing here?
Yeah, we shouldn't be here. I don't even know where we are.
Again? How many times have you tried?
Should we be at Arlong Park or be in this castle?
Sneak attacks. When will it end? It ends now. Let's go.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, I can't either. I thought you won the fight initially.
Ring out.
Alright, so what's this alternate ending?
Sorry, Nami, but you'll never escape me. You'll be my navigator forever.
Okay.
Help me.
Yeah, I preferred the Lucy Christian line delivering myself. But yeah, let's move on. So yeah, that was that's the all-on Cork arc, and that's the alternate ending.
So your Nami's Fred. Well, as a human, you'd be
Also, that's all follow-up. Follows up Nami suffering, being doomed to be serving this guy forever with her, with one of her suitors, for lack of a better word.
Do you really think you can beat us? Win!
Well, he can't.
Ha! You thought you'd be tasting fish, but instead you're tasting defeat.
Solid line there, mate. Ooh.
I like to spin like crazy! You pathetic creatures can't even dance!
What? You got some nerve making fun of my dancing! Fine.
Yeah, I'm guessing for kids completely was around Mr. Two's entire characterization of being, actually gay.
Well, gay stereotype. I'm gonna give them credit. I feel like they probably handled that. Huh?
No, I was just mentioning, again, TV Tropes, I think, sums it up as best as being fair for its day, because nowadays it's more of a really bad stereotype more than anything. But like I said, it does improve in doing the Impel Down arc. But at the time, at least for the manga, the character was openly gay, and wasn't really criticized for it. So, at least there is that.
Yeah, what was the Navy when Arlong took over the island?
That's also the thing, another thing, Dwibs. Remember, one of the recurring themes is that, again, despite their Iron Fist, the Navy case only help out their citizens only in a limited sense of the way, as long as they're productive.
Sorry guys, you've been taken over by a bunch of evil fish people for years and years. Sorry, you're on your own.
Don't you see? There's no use.
It's like something like, say, the Empire in the original trilogy, not caring much about the hot, gangster empire, just as long as it's convenient to them.
You're no match for the ultimate species.
Yep. And so he took over the One Piece world.
I think we're only missing Chopper, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, again, they could have handled these voice cuts better. Just randomly cut. So, reindeer versus clown. I just wanted to see that.
Wow! Look at that clown costume! I've never seen one with such a big fake nose.
Fake? This nose is real!
I just realized, I feel like the voice actor Buggy is going for a Krusty the Clown kind of voice.
I think he's more of, at least, trying to be a bit like Mark Hamill.
Yeah,
maybe a in-between kind of thing. I don't know.
Okay, one thing I should mention, in the anime, they give Chopper a different VA depending on what mode he's in.
Ah, interesting. The entire gimmick with Chopper is that he basically uses steroids. Well, it's more macho man, that's voice exaggeration. He calls it Rumble. Basically special, pills that can have been transformed into different forms. Like his original reindeer form, a more muscular one, and a more agile one. And it gets even crazier later on.
Okay, one thing I'll admit, there are times in the animation version where Brina Palencia's screeching as Chopper kind of gets on my nerves.
We mermen will one day rule the planet, and all others will serve us. And any who refuse will be crushed.
I mean, it's fine otherwise.
Hey, you can't go hurting people just because they're not like you. All life is precious.
Except yours, because you're a dick.
Yeah, the more like, life is precious, so let me beat the shit out of you.
I mean, again,
I'm
he's a
mostly
dick,
joking.
to be fair.
That's mostly
So.
because Chopper, despite everything, Chopper is supposed to be the doctor of the team. So that's the Hippocratic oath and everything.
Yep. Now, Reindeer versus
Multi-armed
Dr. Octopus.
Sure.
Pardon me, but could you stay out of my way? I'm not looking to adopt any pets right
Yeah, I
now.
mean, we've already seen this bit.
I'm no pet. I'm a pirate, and you're not getting your way here. That hurts you.
Win!
Did she really want to fight?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Pretty much.
Wow, a talking reindeer. I've never seen that before.
Yep, I ate a human fruit, became a human reindeer. Cool, huh?
It happens.
Hey, what you say?
Yeah, it's a typical Tuesday in the East.
Kind of a lottery shot with what happens with based off of which fruit you eat.
It really is kind of like winning at the lottery. Only later on in the series, it starts again introducing the concept that at least the government has a general idea what to expect from each fruit. Otherwise, it might even be more of a gamble than anything.
Yeah, this is one of the more friendlier of the of any of the fights in this game.
You truly are a fine doctor.
Finally, Doctor versus Captain.
Lovely.
What's the problem? Haven't you seen a reindeer before?
I didn't know that reindeers could talk.
Can't.
Or stand on two legs, or shrink, or get real big. Wow! Show me what else you can do.
Win. There you are. That's what you could do. Win.
Okay.
I'm a human reindeer, not a freak show. Did you call me? Who are you? What are you looking at?
Okay, now I don't want to see you. Seriously, what the hell was that thing?
Yeah, that was weird, but whatever.
Alright, and so that was One Piece Grand Battle. I'll go first real quick. It's an average 3D fighting game from what I've been playing. It's not that the controls are unresponsive or anything. They all work fine. It's just kind of there as a game, to be honest. I mean, and to be fair, they do use the license okay enough with the characterization and everything. And funnily enough, I think the 4Kids voices are better here than they are in the actual show. Not that that's saying a whole lot, unfortunately, but hey, take what I can get. And it's sad considering the only time Funimation voices were used, these games didn't get released here in Europe. Again, there is a reason. You see, we didn't get the Funimation dub on DVD or at all, really, let alone on DVD, until 2013. Bear in mind, the 4Kids dub ended in 2007, so it was pretty much stuck on loop for a few years. So we had to make do with that, whereas the Americans got a better dub. I have no idea why. Totally licensed, weird. But yeah, overall, good enough. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay, Driver.
No, it seems like a good and fine enough game. The 4Kids dub is what it is, but the game itself seems relatively fine here. I do wish that these arcade modes, or story modes, I guess as they're technically called, because let's be honest, in a lot of other fighting games, these would be just like the minuscule arcade modes compared to the actual story mode. They seem fine. I do wish that some stuff was better fleshed out and extended a bit. Other than that, though, it seems like it's not really doing anything wrong. Kudos. Alright, Pedro, you
Who's
next.
It looks fine. gameplay-wise, I guess. I mean, I can't really judge on how well it represents the source material, but as a fighting game, yeah, it looks like it works fine. It doesn't look as good as something that you would see on the Dragon Ball side at the time that this game came out, but it still looks fine for what it is, I guess. But aside from that, I don't really have much to say since I'm not familiar with the source material, so I can't really judge much on that front.
And finally, Tio.
It's alright. Before actually seeing this in action, I only kept hearing talking about it from Dark Lord Shadow, which he used as a comparison for fighting games. It's like what Pedro said. Compared to the competition we had, not just Dragon Ball, but even the Naruto games at the time, even if they were kind of like starting on, like I mentioned, felt a bit more focused than this. It's still alright for what he wants to do and captures the general idea of the first couple of arcs of the story. The problem is that again, it doesn't have that much content to justify its presence. Like the arcade endings are just snippets from the anime redubbed over with very little context to boot. Like at that point, you might as well have a slideshow of a couple of steals, similar to what Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 would have. That's actually probably would be a bit better on that front. But the character selection is fine as well, like you just said. Weird that they wanted to include most of the key characters and villains from the early arcs, but they really don't included the Axe Hand guy. I forgot exactly his English name, surprisingly enough. I think they could have give him a decent moveset, but whatever. But then I'm definitely not impressed by those voices, to be honest. Only a couple of them are really fine to me, and even then it's more like I accept more than, oh, this is really good, and I would accept it as a substitute for, literally anything else. But again, like I said, I'm not particularly fond of the anime on its own, anyway, regardless of a version. So again, I'm just sticking to the manga, and that's probably better for everyone. Alright, so I guess that's pretty much it. Again, like I said, the One Piece video games has been a thing, still for a long time, like the Pirate Warrior Saga, and more recently stuff like Odyssey, which I think is still supposed to come out, I forgot by the time we're recording. I forgot exactly. So those are cool, but I'm not really sure. Okay, we'll have to really see if we actually get to see another one of these or not, and when in case. Until then, I guess.
All right. See you next time then.
See ya.
Yeah.